Hello. Okay, so this is day 356. That means 9 days to go. It's quite a bit. Just having a slow day today. Definitely like some reading, some chilling. I'm gonna go out shortly just to get some air, but then also like go to the grocery store and get some food because I have some food, but not all food. So what I want to talk about today actually is people not treating us well. So a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, sometimes, I don't know, maybe, depending on your journey, I have no idea. But if there's someone in your life that's not treating you well or has not treated you well in the past, they've disrespected you, they've, tried to control you, they've manipulated you, they abuse you in whatever form. One, it is really important to make sure you take care of you. So if there's any time that you are not feeling safe and that you need to, get out of a certain situation, make sure that that is your number one priority. But what I actually do want to talk about, and obviously, make sure you're safe. And then if you need additional help, like therapy, counseling, coaching, whatever that is, make sure you reach out to the right people. That being said, why I want to bring this up is that because a lot of times when we are in situations where someone's not treating us well, where we find ourselves there, it is easier to blame the other person. But again, going back to this idea of we are all mirrors of one another, and everybody that comes into our life, they're mirroring something back to us. Whether it's to see something within ourselves, whether it's to learn a lesson, or whether sometimes it's just a mirror, right? And we just see a part of ourselves in them, and that sometimes there's nothing more to it. But when it comes to people treating us badly, it's because it's a reflection of how we're treating ourselves. So it may not always necessarily be in that specific situation or that specific relationship, but it could be in other areas in our lives of how, we talk to ourselves. So if you have somebody who's not treating you well, they're disrespecting you, maybe ask yourself, what is, where are you treating yourself like that in your life? And what is your negative self-talk? What do you tell yourself? When you make a mistake, for example, you fuck shit up. We all human. What do you say to yourself when you make a mistake or when you failed at something? What do you tell yourself? Those situations they're kind of key points to start paying attention what you are saying to yourself. Are you calling yourself stupid? Are you saying that you're not worthy? Are you saying that, what were you thinking? Why did you do that? How are you talking to yourself? And it is important to really look at that, because everything you attract is how you are being with you. So if you are being mean and rude to yourself, then you are going to attract those kind of friendships, relationships, work environments. So how can you flip that? How can you change that up? And it has to do with going inward and healing. It just has to go in and really looking at, why are you calling yourself stupid, for example? Why, where did that come from? Maybe looking back in your past, looking back at, your teachers, or how you were in school. How was it at home with your parents, or how was it with your friends? All of those, that's where it really stems from. It stems from all the way in the past. And so really journaling around that and seeing where did that story of calling yourself stupid, or, you're not good at things, or whatever it is, where did it stem from? And then how can you be compassionate for yourself now and for that version of you then? How can you forgive both versions of you? How can you forgive the current version of you of, making mistakes and it being okay? How can you forgive the past version of you for, thinking that they're stupid? How can you love yourself a little more? How can you say it's okay, you're a human being, things happen, but it doesn't actually mean that you're unworthy, that you're stupid, that you're not smart, that you're not good enough, that you're not this. Just because you did something that maybe you're not proud of or you made a mistake does not equal those things about you. And so once you start doing that inner work, then you'll notice like how much it ripples out into your environment. You'll notice your relationships, how they change, how they evolve. You'll notice your friendships, you'll notice things, in your work environment. But it all has to start with you. Because what you believe about you is basically what is being reflected out into the world. And then that's kind of what you are attracting. And so if you want to attract more positive relationships, if you want to have more love and happiness in your life, but it all has to start with you. And so you got to go in and really look in within yourself. So yeah, I wanted to share that today. Bit of a deeper topic. And that's basically it. We got 9 days to go, and I'll be back on live tomorrow, and I'll speak to you then. Bye.